The Simbas, bold, aggressive, and hungry to see Africa succeed. They are some of Southern Africa's finest industry leaders who started off with nothing. Chamu Chiwanza, a serial entrepreneur who's as young as he looks. The local maverick has companies in security, real estate, and transport, to name a few. He motivates people around the world with his charm and life story. Ritesh Anand is a leading global fund manager with over 15 years of investment experience. In 2010, he founded Invictus Capital, a financial services company with a primary focus on Africa. He believes that local investment is the catalyst to continental change. Florence Ziyumbe, a successful corporate lawyer and one of the first women to have her own legal firm in Zimbabwe. She contributes her skills to over 40 executive boards in the region and is a voice for women empowerment on the continent. Nigel Chanakira. In his 20s, he sold his house and started Kingdom Bank. He branched out and began to start and lead multiple financial companies. He is the fearless executive chairman of Success Motivation Institute. Gary Thompson is a regional leader in advertising and marketing. Gary started Gary Thompson & Associates in 1993 in his parents' garage. Today, he's one of the biggest names in marketing and advertising in Zimbabwe.
Good day, Simbas. My name is Tawanda and I'm representing my company called BitFinance. BitFinance deals in a commodity called Bitcoin, and our company makes it super easy to buy and sell Bitcoin. Our company BitFinance has developed a product called Bitcoin Fundi. Bitcoin Fundi is a Bitcoin exchange that makes it really super easy for anyone that wants to trade in this digital currency called Bitcoin to be able to do so seamlessly. But one question you might have is, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a virtual currency, and it makes it very easy to transact across borders. Bitcoin, because it's virtual, it transcends geographies. And one thing that's really sweet about Bitcoin is that for any transaction, whether you're transacting 1 cent or 1 million, will cost you only 4 cents. The reason why our company got interested in Bitcoin is that we've been seeing the interest that has been gathering over time. For example, we know that in the last year alone, Bitcoin has risen in popularity. And we know that 200 transactions per day are now being done using Bitcoin, and this is moving up to $20 million. And we definitely think for us, there's a business case in terms of that. And our business model is actually quite simple. We collect 1% for every transaction that takes place from the buyer as well as from the seller. So for us, again, that's very sweet. Other use cases for Bitcoin could be remittances for those in the diaspora. And like I said, it only costs 4 cents. Of course, that does not include the end-to-end third-party companies that might be involved in completing the transactions. So we're here today asking for 100,000 in exchange for 12% stake in our company. In terms of traction, I'll have you know that BitFinance has been able to raise $30,000, which has been sustaining us from our Savannah fund, and for us, that's a show of confidence. We also know that from the figures that are on our exchange, we've been growing in leaps and bounds and leapfrogging ourselves by growing at 15% every week. So Simbas, here's an opportunity to be part of a growing technology in the financial technology sector. Make money for yourselves and also make money for BitFinance. Thank you.
Thank you, Tawanda. Perhaps we can talk a little bit about your financials. How much money are you making?
Right now, we haven't started making any money. And the way we're looking at it, we're not going to make any money for the next couple of months as we're still building. Ours is a volumes business. Like I said, we're collecting 1%, and 1% is not a lot. So we really need to pump up the volumes. We need to get this out there, get it known. And the moment we start pushing volumes, I think then we can start moving from only revenue and we start talking about profit.
So what's your break-even in terms of transactions?
Our break-even point, I'll give it from the perspective of what our running costs will be for 1 year. Our running costs for 1 year will be around 100,000, and this is money I'm looking at that will go into market making, This is money that will go to covering overheads, salaries, and also money that will go to covering our float. So in terms of that break-even, we're looking at 100,000 as operating costs inside 1 year.
Tawanda, you should be aware, of course, that Zim dollarized. The concept is not new. You haven't pioneered this. And so the barriers to entry are pretty low for a player like you. So why do you think you will succeed when Bitcoin has rivals globally?
Okay. For starters, we think as BitFinance here in Zimbabwe, we have an early movers advantage. So early movers advantage means that we're going to be able to strike deals with the big partners, third-party partners that are going to make it possible to connect end to end. So that's number one. And in terms of the technology that we are building, we are not copy-pasting a technology. We've been building this technology from the ground since December 2014. So we are quite confident that for any player to come into the market, they would have to run really hard, land on the ground running in order to catch us, because we have already started.
So all you think you have is really a 6-month lead time when you've got global competitors who are using the same, technology, basically, to do that. I think you're stuffed because A, the dollar, and B, this has been done before. We've got people in the diaspora that are using this sort of funding or transactions. And so from my perspective, I can't see your competitive edge other than the fact that you just started the idea in Zim. This final question from me. Do you understand the clearing house, and how will you clear your transactions with other players, as well as interconnect with the likes of EcoCash?
Okay. Right now, I'm not at liberty to give detail in terms of how we are going to be pinging to each other. But like I've mentioned already, those are the players that we're actually looking at, not as rivals, but actually as partners. And we also know there are other players that are important in the business, for example, the central bank. And already we've had a couple of meetings with them, introducing them to the technology and also working with them in terms of how we can also support initiatives that they are doing, particularly around issues to do with remittance.
Do you understand clearing houses, and are you clearing every day? Simple question.
I do not personally understand clearinghouse, which is why we have the financial chief financial officer within the organization who deals with these things.
Tawanda, thank you very much. What value are you placing on the business now?
Right now, we've had a valuation by a professional audit firm.
Yes.
And our valuation right now is, we currently put our valuation at $750,000 US.
After 6 months of trading?
This is after 6 months of trading, including the additional time that we've invested in terms of man hours and in terms of the intellectual property that we have developed.
I'll tell you what I have difficulty with at the moment. You raised 30,000. You are looking for 100,000.
Yes.
You are only offering 15% equity. 12% equity.
It could be 15.
Maybe I'm looking for 15, I don't know. But 12%.
If you want to negotiate 15, I'm willing to negotiate that.
I am extremely worried about the amount of equity you are offering compared to the stage that you have reached with your business. It is very small, and minority shareholders can be, strangled out of a business very easily.
Okay, so to take a cue from what Florence was asking, for 100,000, you're willing to play around with the percentage?
Sure.
I can even ask for 50%?
No, you can't ask for 50%, but we can negotiate what we can give you.
To what extent are you willing to negotiate? 100,000 is a lot of money these days.
Yes, 100,000 is a lot of money, but we are also confident in what we're doing, and we didn't want to undervalue ourselves. We could, is this an ask that you're making?
Yeah, I'm actually making you an offer. How much? To what extent?
We could pump this up to around 16%.
1/6.
1/6.
He's a tough guy.
Yes.
So Tawanda, here's where I'm at. I think we've got the finances here. You're so representative of bright, capable men, women with capacity. You want to go forward. You've got a vision. You've definitely amassed some critical intellectual firepower around you, but the numbers just don't reward the risk for me. I want every type of success that you deserve. I just don't know if the rewards are going to come from this virtual business virtually anytime soon. So for that reason, I'm out.
Let me also say that the main reason I'm also out is I don't have anything from what you have said that tells me that we're going to make a profit. You don't have the numbers. It is early stages. I think if you want to come back with this idea, we need more financial information because the amount you're asking for is significant.
Sure,
it has to be supported by tangible numbers, and you don't have that. So for that reason, I'm out.
Here's the deal. I'll make you a sweetheart deal. I'm very concerned that you don't even know what a clearinghouse is when clearing is the core essence of this business.
Correct.
How's this? I'll mentor you. I've started banks in the region. I'll mentor you, take you through what a clearinghouse really is, and then run your numbers for you. I've got an app. You play with the app, you do your sensitivities, and for that alone, I'll take that 12% in terms of equity. How's that?
Doctor, that sounds like a very sweet deal. Is it okay if the rest of the Simbas just also come in so that I can weigh my options?
Sure, if they're in. Ritesh, we'll give you the numbers. I'll do the clearinghouse bit, which he clearly has no clue about what he's talking about. But I can mentor him. He looks like a smart kid. I like this concept. And what do you say?
No, I think you've got a great idea. Perhaps we can come up with a structure, an equity structure that makes sense for you, that gives you sufficient.
So you're sharing that
ownership
12%? That's 7 and 5. You just brought Nigel down, or you're adding that in?
I think we can do it for less, Nigel.
We want money now. We need marketing dollars, and we need to pay these few engineers. Chamu, give us the buck.
I had to be a pessimist, but you're trading on very serious waters here. For now, I'm out.
Okay, give us a deal.
Okay, I'm willing for Ritesh and Dr. Shanakira for us to work a sweet deal around the 12%. Will that work? Doctor, can I share your 12% with Ritesh, with what he's bringing? He's also bringing in mentorship. And as a
What
company,
mentorship? Come on. I've given you all that you need. You need somebody who understands the banking regulations. I've done that. Been there, done that. You need somebody who understands the cash flows. He can analyze and critique. And for that, you can give him 5%. So 17% and we're in.
You probably need a lawyer from what I'm hearing now.
Okay, 17% is pushing me a little bit hard, but for what you two guys are worth, Doctor, I'll take it.
Okay,
Wow.
we got a
Thank you.
deal.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Excellent. Thank you.
No cash, but
Just-
intellectual capital.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Simbas, thank you so much for your time.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you, Tawanda.
I got what works for the company. When I went in, I wanted 100,000 in cash, but I think I ended up with more. I mean, it's been fantastic to have 3 Simbas on our team, and I pretty much doubt that any other, company will be able to get the kind of muscle behind them. So I'm happy. Yeah.
Kadira and Wallace are training up children in financial literacy. Will they be able to convince the Simbas of the business model? Or will they leave with nothing but a roar?
Good afternoon, Simbas. My name is Kadira Kusuta. I'm a medical doctor. I'm here representing Anchored Finance, investing in you. I'm the co-founder.
Hello, Simbas. My name is Wallace. I'm the accountant.
Anchored Finance is a company that includes kids in making their business and financial decisions. We're trying to train up kids so that when they grow up as adults, they'll be able to use money in a limited resourced countries, like in the emerging markets, like we have in Africa, and also the developing markets as well in Africa. So with the company, it's all about trying to solve social problems that we have found in school-going kids. Number one, kids, parents buy stuff for their kids for a month, and that the food products will get time in the trunk, and it won't be convenient for them to be eating that food over a period of time. So what we have decided to do is that the business setup will actually come up with a financial plan that will cater the tuck shop, our side, and wholesalers. The system will develop a system that has got a card and a tablet that we design, that have actually been designed for that tuck shop to run as a business. So on our side, parents will deposit a certain amount of money for their kids on a timely basis or whenever, when it's convenient for them. And what we then charge is only $5% of the deposit that the parents actually do. And throughout the whole month or the whole term, the kids won't be charged for transactions that they'll make. The only charge will be the 5% deposit and the registration fee.
To also add, what Anchored Finance does through the product Anchor Pay is to provide a non-cash system where students at schools do not carry cash at schools, because we have seen that from our research, students that carry cash can buy alcohol or drugs. So we want the parents to monitor how their kids use their money, and also we want to train kids while they're still young how to budget their money, and also we want to target the unbanked market.
So according to the studies in Zimbabwe, we've got at least 3,000 boarding schools, and of which on average about 600 students. So if we say 3,000 times 600, there's a niche market of about 1.8 million students. And if each student deposited $10, then about 80 million, that's in the market that is actually being created. What we're looking from the Simbas is an investment of about $40,000 for 20% investment in the company, as well as networking and connections, as we have faced so much bureaucracy in launching our product. Thank you.
Great. Do you want to start off by perhaps telling us a little bit more about the financial performance and what projections are you talked about the size of the market, but can you tell us what your growth projections are for the business?
Okay, so what we're going to do for the first term is this term. We are engaging, we've engaged a school called ZRP High School. So the first, so only one school for this term. Next term, we're going to have 29 schools. From now to second term, we'll be marketing and also acquiring deals. In the third term, we're going to close deals for 26 schools. And then for 2017, first term, we're targeting 22 schools. And what we're saying is 600 students per school, and average deposit per term per student is $100. We've taken the lower limit. From our research, parents usually buy TAC worth $150. So we've said let's be conservative in our approach. So we said $100 per student per term.
Have you had any interface with the parents in terms of selling your product to them?
Not directly. We did a research just informally, just asking what pains they have in the market, would they want this product. What we were supposed to do when we launch at ZRP is to engage the parents, and then we'll find out more about their thoughts.
But there's been an interface of our company with the School Development Association and the parents, and we've actually drafted a questionnaire. I'm so sorry that we didn't bring it today.
So what are your plans to market beyond doing trial projects like you are doing now?
Okay, that's why we are here asking for investment, because for us to really market, we would need a bit of money and also influence in the company as well. But the strategy was for us we have actually planned to do a cocktail meeting for the headmasters for the first time, so that we'll try to invite the headmasters in Zimbabwe of the targeted schools. We then launch our product at a specific hotel. Then after that, we'll then try to do door-to-door as we market the product, as well as other options available.
But is it the headmasters that you need to convince to buy this product, or is it the parents? Why have you not spoken to parents?
Okay, that's what we have talked about, bureaucracy. When you approach a certain school, you can't just go and talk to parents direct. You need the approval of the school first. Then after the approval of the school, that's when we can get the opportunity to put forward the product to the parents.
And just explain to me, you're giving the children a card,
yes,
which they'll then take to the tuck shop, and they're able to purchase goods from the tuck shop.
Yes. Okay, let me elaborate a bit. So when they purchase the tablet, we then scans the card, and all the information about the student will actually come up or pop up on the screen, including the face. So
it sounds like a cumbersome process. I mean, if break at school is half an hour, you're now having to go through this process of how many transactions do you process? Can you process?
Okay, this transaction is dependent on the internet, but the QR code itself is it takes less than 5 seconds for the transaction to actually complete the transaction. It takes less than 5 seconds to complete, because the tablet scans the QR code and then it pops up. Then
where did you get this idea from?
On the system.
Have other countries, have you seen this done in other countries?
How big is abuse in our schools, just in terms of financial abuse on drugs or other forms of addiction that you've seen?
There is
30% of people abusing, 20% of people abusing their mom and dad's money. What's the number you'd give?
Okay, there are no published articles yet done in
Zimbabwe. You take a good guess.
But from what we have seen, that the preliminary studies have been done, it's at least 35% between the age of 14 up until the age of 19.
Right, stop there. You're trying to get into an area that everyone can compete in, I'm sorry. But what they can't compete on is that fact. You've got 1.8 million students. 30% of that is 600,000 students. That's more than you're going to get in the next 3 terms from your sample size. And you're only going to gross $20,000 at the end of all of it because ICE is taking the rest. Your project's frozen. I would submit to you, if you gave solutions to parents on abuse for their kids, not just in finance, but in other things, and you linked in this technology side, you'd make a lot more money and I'd be a lot more excited. And for that reason, I'm out. But I'm behind you to solve the problems that are much bigger.
Thank you.
So your revenue model is focused on transactions that take place, or transaction fee. What are you focused on? That 5% is really your revenue here?
It's for now, yes.
Yeah, but then look at it this way. I've been a banker for over 25 years, and I can tell you that the volume and frequency of transactions is where the money is made, not on a flat fee. I mean, you're going to break history. You're going to make history here. You're going to be the only guys that charge a flat fee for unlimited transactions, by the sounds of it.
Is Anchorfit a charitable company? Are you trying to build a business that helps children save money? You know, or are you in this business to make money? If you're in this business to make money, then it has to be volume. No, as Nigel says, you can explain it however you want to. Bottom line is, tuck shop or volume of transactions is what's going to drive this business, not the 5% fee. And for that reason, I'm out.
Okay.
I just want to say, to be very frank, I don't want to break your hearts, but come on, guys, you need to be serious. This thing is not new, and I think you all know that. You're just trying to put some technology into it. And seriously, for 40 grand, you're joking. I'm out.
Doctor, for me, I'm also out because you simply didn't give us sufficient detail on this product, and I am not convinced, so I'm out.
To answer the question, it makes sense to do it according to number of transactions, but also you don't want to dissuade our potential clients from wanting to use our platform because it would be too expensive.
But 5% is too expensive, so I'm out anyway.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I think it's a wrong prescription.
It's not. Yeah, I think it's also. You know, they
You
fail to
prescribe
describe
to people that you can do it. It's gonna work. I don't think it's true.
I don't. You know, and they
Yeah,
don't.
this
they
product
didn't,
is
as
not
you said,
gonna work.
They didn't describe.
I think
the
their
product.
failure is just not articulate.
Yeah.
And for a doctor, that's also amazing. He just wasn't
Yeah, but the
articulate.
product itself.
Didn't even describe the product.
What
So
they're
I-
trying to do is to substitute us from giving our children money by giving them a biometric card.
Yeah, but
which doesn't
5%
work.
is too high.
Okay.
The card can be lost as
Chamo,
well.
I like the concept of you giving my children money.
It was a very good experience. We got grilled left, right, and center. But what I'll get out of this is that there are certain things that I've learned that I'll actually put, that will actually develop me as a person and also as a business together with my friend Wallace. And as well as a business. Thank you.
Up next on Simba Savannah,
I'm not convinced right now that I can join the business and add magic to the secret sauce at this point.
Why
So-
did you say that, Gary? Look at me. I'm out.
But Gary, we want your marketing skills. I'm in, and so I'm betting for them. This is, these guys are onto something.
Chamu, what's going on there?
Chamu, you gotta be in. We're gonna take over the city, I'm telling you. Like we do.
Gary influenced me.
But I'm trying to influence you back.
Now.